This is take three, or take three. I'm trying to do this stock analysis project. Um, my previous attempts, I would run out of time pretty quick, so I'm just going to read the summaries of each companies that I chose. I chose Apple, Amazon, and Nvidia. Three, three popular companies that I just wanted to do, and I'm not gonna really go over the business models, pestles, or swaths. I'm just gonna read like the summary from all four of the outlines that I did. So when I go down here, here's just my summary with my sources right here at the bottom. It's Apple. Apple represents one of the most powerful business models in corporate history. The company's ability to command premium pricing while growing its high margin services business, now over 26% of revenue, ensures durable profitability even as hardware growth matures. The rollout of Apple Intelligence in 2025 is positioned to reinvigorate the iPhone upgrade cycle. What that means is just like it's going to be like the new selling point. I would say it's like going from a home button to a no home button, you know. It's just a new selling point. It's even though Siri is not that good, I don't really use it, but that's besides the point. And the primary risk is geopolitical supply chain exposure and regulatory pressure on App Store revenue. The real but manageable given Apple's financial strength and ongoing diversification of manufacturing to India. Apple remains a core blue chip holding for long-term investors. This little part here, manufacturing in India, is important because of all the tariffs and the tensions with the U.S. China. So that's why I had to include this right here. This would be a key point just in case China and the U.S. Where is it? Pretty sure I wrote it right here. Yeah. The U.S. China trade tensions and tariffs threat have pushed Apple to diversify manufacturing to India and Vietnam. But yeah, that's why. Moving on to Amazon. Again, I'm gonna skip the outlines. I'm just gonna read the summary from the main idea from all those outlines. And where is it? Oh, Amazon's business model is the most complex and diversified of any company in the world, in my opinion. I feel that is true. Amazon Web Services, AWS for short, their cloud dominance provides the high margin foundation that subsidizes Amazon's retail operations and investments in new growth areas like healthcare and satellite internet. I don't know if you noticed, but even Amazon, I used to work in a pharmacy, and a lot of we lost some patients to the Amazon pharmacy. They would just get it delivered from Amazon. I didn't even know that was a thing, but yeah. And the advertising business, now a multi-billion-dollar operation, has emerged as a third major profit machine. The primary risk is regulatory. The FTC antitrust case could force structural changes to how Amazon operates its marketplace. For investors, Amazon Web Services' role as the backbone of generative AI infrastructure makes Amazon a critical AI beneficiary, even if it isn't building them itself. These are my sources again. Um, I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about. Next is Nvidia, and the summary of all of this is just Nvidia is a defining company of generative AI. Its financial performance of 130.5 billion in revenue with 75% gross margins and 72.9 billion in net income is almost without precedent for a hardware company. So that means precedent means like no other company beforehand has done this before. For starting out as like a GPU, something that would just like make video games, the graphics cards and stuff like that. transition to AI pretty flawlessly and pretty good. They're at the center of everything. So, I got a little sidetracked. But the combination of best-in-class GPU performance and CUDA software ecosystem, the CUDA is just like their coding language that they use to code or write. Um, and with these combinations, it just makes a level that competitors have been able to breach despite years of trying. So, like AMD or Intel, they just can't compete. The primary risk is concentration, both in revenue, 88% from data center, and in manufacturing, 100% dependent on TSMC. The long term question is whether hyperscalers' custom silicon programs will eventually reduce NVIDIA's GPU demand at the larger scale. For now, NVIDIA is an indispensable infrastructure of the AI revolution. Again, that just means NVIDIA is like the center of it all, the eye of the storm. Right now, it's making AI. It's literally creating the AI revolution. Here are my sources again. And just for the last two parts, I'm pretty sure that was describe what you have learned about your three companies. Well, what I've learned about, I'm not gonna read all this. I'm just gonna summarize it from basically what I wrote. All three companies. Wait, what was the second? I can. All right. Mix the two questions together. The main thing I learned from from all three companies is that they all have like their own little ecosystem, and what that means is once you like step a foot into it, like once you buy your first iPhone or once you've subscribed for your Amazon Prime, you really don't want to use any other delivery service, or you don't want to use you don't really want to switch back to a Samsung or Huawei or LG or whatever it is, because everything, the ecosystem, let's say you get an iPhone, then you get a Mac or iPad, you connect it together, everything's linked, so it just makes transferring information like photos, music more seamlessly. And for Nvidia, it's like I said before, the AMD and Intel, they can't really keep up. It's just because of their software system. It's 17 years of code written in programming language that only runs on their hardware. So again, it's like they're so far ahead of the game, and if we're really trying to compete or catch up, there's just no possible way because they have their own code. It's not like Python or C++. You have to be in NVIDIA and you have to run it on their hardware. And the gap is just getting further and further, which is what I mean when you're in their ecosystem. And yeah, that's my stock analysis project. Thank you for listening to me rant a bit. All right, bye.